What's up? What's happening? This is your commissioner
Hmm. It's a
live for live for
somber day. You sound very somber today.
live for a recap show. It is a sad day. It's a very sad day. It's a bad day. It's a bad day. It's a sad day.
Hmm.
Um, we're just gonna do a quick 20-minute recap video, 15-20 minute recap video of the previous week. We'll try to bust these out during the week.
Yeah, instead of having one long video, we're gonna
Yeah,
have two shorter video, preview video, and then a recap video.
correct. So I think that'll be something doable. Still trying to set my camera up here, but um, we'll recap last week. Some major news, some big shit, some small stuff. Some teams moving to 2-0, a few teams moving to 0-2, and a nice pack of people that are 1-1. Um, so we'll see. Um, like I said, we're gonna get into the games, and we'll go from there. Uh, my co-host is
Yeah.
not on.
They left the door open. Everyone left and left the door wide open.
Yeah. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, where you want to start?
Well, my game's at the top.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so it was Hot Locket, who's now 2-0, versus Batting Lawn, who's now 0-2. I lost by 3. Herbert had a decent day, 26. McCaffrey had 22. Justice Hill only came in with 8. Waddle had 12. He got hurt. Metcalf with 13. Kyle Pitts with 3. You had him last year. He's terrible. I don't know why I thought this year would be any different. I blame myself. Hollywood was 17. Courtland Sutton with 11. Now, you made a mention earlier about that second flex, and I sort of agree with you. It makes for a big roster. I don't know that I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, I know I told you that. I'll announce it on the show. I am personally not a huge fan of the double flex.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think it makes everything kind of thin. If that
It
makes.
waters everything down, I
Yeah,
think.
I mean the
I
bench.
look at, my two flexes got 17 and 11, and I lost. His flex got him 0 with Cam Akers, 25 with Lockett, so that was the difference. But who knows if there's only one flex if he takes Akers over Lockett? He probably doesn't because Akers played San Fran. But I don't know. It feels like it waters down. You just throw another guy in there, and I mean, he got a 0 in his second flex. His running back, ETN got him 6, AJ Brown got him 6, Akers got him 0. But that second flex came in with 25, and that was the game winner for him. He didn't have a really good day. Barkley had 27. Keenan Allen had 31, and Lockett had 25. Everybody else wasn't that good. Evan Ingram with 11. That's not bad, but everybody
I mean,
else,
I think if you told Cam, "Hey, you're going to get 11 from Evan Ingram every week," I would take that.
I would take that with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
But
but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe if you do the two flex, maybe it needs to be a two quarterback league. Maybe one of those flex positions needs to
yeah,
be.
super flex or something.
Maybe it has to be a super flex. I don't know. I just right now through 2 weeks, I'm not the biggest fan of the double flex. But yeah, your game was tight. Um, did it come down to any games last night, or was this one over Saturday or Sunday?
No, that was over. It was over Sunday.
Yeah,
Um,
didn't have anything going into Monday. That very
no,
close game. McCaffrey's been A plus for you. Um, Waddle, I don't know, has he seen the end zone yet this year? No, but I
he
mean,
has not.
it's like
No.
10, 12 points. Metcalf with a decent game, got banged up. Hollywood, I mean, that's good to see something from Hollywood. I mean, they looked really good in the first half. Um, and Sutton on your bench, Rich, not much on your bench, but Cam gets a
Yeah.
nice win there. I mean, you told Cam, hey, you're going to get 0 out of Akers, you're going to get 6 out of ETN, and less than 10 from Lawrence. He'd be
And
like,
6 out of
dude,
AJ Brown.
he's gonna be like, dude, I lose by 50. But he
Yeah.
pulls out the win and scores a respectable 118 points.
Yeah.
I personally think if you're around 120 points, I think most weeks you're going to win. If you can get to that 120 mark, 115, 120, I think most weeks you're going to win. Um, but he sneaks out a close win and he moves to 2-0. And you fought 0-2. What's your panic meter?
Well, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that later. Unless you want to do it right now. I got a very good situation. I got some very good metrics on my side here.
Are you talking about your team in general, or
My team and your
it's
team.
going to be everyone?
Well, let's bust through it. Let's get the elephant. Let's talk about the elephant in the room here.
Go ahead.
Batting Lawn 0-2. Stone Cold Stunners 0-2. Andrew Jackson 0-2. Carter 0-2. Germ 2-0. Germ 2-0. Hot Locket 2-0. Young Bucks 2-0. Points for Paul 266. He's 1-1. Me 251. I'm 0-2. I'm sorry. Mike Germ 251. He's 2-0. Me at third 227. 0-2. Third highest in the league. I'm 0-2. Points against me 272.
Yeah,
That's my problem. Second in points against Justin Defy 247.
yeah,
Warren 242. All three of us are 0-2.
yeah.
So we have the three highest points for are a total of 3-3. The three highest points against are 0-6. So it's just that
Yeah.
luck that we have right now. I have awful luck the first two. I don't know if it's great competition or just the way it's breaking, but I have no panic, none whatsoever. I am one of the healthier teams in the league, and right now with Chubb, with Barkley, with Cooper Kupp,
Eckler,
with Eckler, with Travis Kelce week 1,
Burrow, Chase.
with Burrow's pulling that whole offense down. I'm healthy, so I'll take it. If I stay healthy, these other teams aren't going to fall because of that extra flex spot. Teams aren't deep, so
Yeah, I agree. We get into my game, we'll talk about bad luck, but you're right. We'll see how it goes.
yeah. So that's
Let's just go into my
it's
game.
more frustration than panic. So what was your?
We'll go into my game because that leads me into definitely not panicking on my team. Week 1, I don't think I broke 90 points, and that was because not one person on my team scored a touchdown. My quarterback didn't throw or run for one. My running backs didn't score. My wide receivers didn't score. Tight end, nothing. I did not have a single touchdown from any position, from any starting player on my week 1 lineup. They did not score a touchdown. This week, things clicked together, is what I thought my team would be. And I lose by 3. I score 135 points. I lose by 3.5 to 4 points. I scored the second highest in the league this week. I lose. I play any other team this week. I win. It's arguably, to me,
If Chubb plays another quarter, you win.
Chubb plays another 3 snaps.
I was going to say, yeah, he finishes that series because he probably scores a touchdown there.
I win. It's unfortunate with him, but that is fantasy. People do get hurt. You hate to see injuries like that. A week or two, he misses 3 weeks, fine, but season ending, is a killer. But me being the GM, coach, manager, commissioner, just a fucking genius. You always handcuff your top pick. Backup, I hope that sticks. I hope Kareem Hunt doesn't come in. I know he's coming in for a meeting. I'm not real worried about it. I think they drafted this kid, and I think they like him.
CBS already has him. It doesn't say FA anymore. It says CLE. He didn't sign yet, but the CBS Sportsline has him as Cleveland for Hunt.
But Mike had a good game. You
outscored him with Mahomes, and
we didn't do a show last week. We were both busy, but if we did, I would have picked him to win anyway. He's just unbelievable fantasy. He's so good. That's Mike I'm talking about.
I'm looking. How did you lose? Lamar outscores Mahomes. Nick Chubb outscores Pierce. Connor outscores Sanders. CD outscores Amon-Ra.
Thursday night.
Godwin outscores Dotson. Mark Andrews lost by 10. Mostert had 4 over Kirk. It's that last one. It's that second flex. Puka Nacua got 18 more points than Michael Thomas. But you outscored him he outscored you on 2 players and beat you.
Yeah, I throw Addison in there instead of Thomas or instead of Godwin, I win.
Yeah, I don't know how much I roll with Thomas anymore. Addison looked good. He's moved up. I think he's a must start the rest of the way
Yeah,
out.
I
Or
mean Michael Thomas. I mean he's consistent 12 points so far. I mean, you know, um, breaking news. I would be interested in trading one of Godwin, Kirk, Thomas, or Addison if
I would
anyone
say it looks like you could use a running back now. So
could use a RB.
you have some
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 wiggle room,
artillery.
but we'll see. Just a classic fantasy game. I mean, I'm not a DFS guy, daily fantasy. Every Sunday you make a lineup and shit like that. I'm not real into that. I just don't think you can get like emotionally attached to a team like you do with your fantasy team. You know what I mean? Like you're
It's
invested.
totally different when you ride with everybody every week.
Exactly. You ride or die with them. It's just the worst part about fantasy is when you play it like we do, and it's week to week. It's you're playing 1v1. You either get a win or a loss. It fucking is dumb when you score 135 points and you lose. I mean, I would have beat you by 20. I would have beat Cam by 25. I would have beat Carter by 40. I would have beat Mark by 30 or 20. I would have beat Paul by 25. I would have beat Joey by 25. I would have beat Chief by 30. And I would have beat Tyler by 15. I mean, not one game would have been close. Or against Jake May would have been close. I would have ended up winning by 6. I would have beat Warren by 20. No other game would have been close. It would not have been close. It would have been over. Monday night wouldn't even have been close. But that's fantasy. It's one of my biggest pet peeves with fantasy. But what the fuck are you going to do? Nothing. I lose a running back. I lose the game. I have Chubb in 2 out of my 4 leagues. What are you going to do? But yeah, close game with Mike and I. I like Mike's team. I'm not 100% sold on he's the best 2-0 team. Mahomes is great, but I don't like his running backs. I like St. Brown. Not a huge fan of Dotson. I like Hawkinson. Mostert, you're not gonna get that every week. Nakua looked really good.
He gets a ton of targets.
Yeah, I mean that's Cooper Kupp's role when he's there, but
Yeah.
how long is
But
he gonna be out?
if
Aaron
Cup
Jones,
comes back, that just shows you how great
Aaron
he's
Jones, running back with a hammy already. He got Shady Side Sky, 3 catches, 70 yards, and touchdown 6. I don't know. I don't think Mike's the best 2-0 team there is. But he's 2-0, and it's off to a good start. Let's go to the next game. Carter versus Mark Germiner, who is also 2-0. And I argue he has one of the better teams in the league, and it's led by his wide receivers. Tyreek Hill is a fucking animal, and Devontae Adams has been pretty solid. He had another good game. Week 1, he had 6 catches, 66 yards. Last week, 6 catches and 80 yards and a touchdown, 20 points. I mean, he's getting the opportunities, getting the targets. That's a nice duo. Not real big on his bench, although he got Kyron Williams.
Kyron Williams and Marvin Mims.
He looked really good.
I'd pull Najee out. He is absolutely awful.
Yeah, Najee struggles. I think it's a mix of him. I think it's 60% him. I just don't think he's a good back.
He's not a good back, and he doesn't
he's
have
slow. He doesn't hit the hole. I don't think he has vision. He did have a nice run yesterday where he cut back, but he just doesn't have that holy shit wow. And then the other 40% is the line's really bad. They get hardly any push. If Najee's going to get a lot of points, it's going to be out of the backfield because he's catching balls. But that's Jaylen Warren. I mean, Jaylen Warren had 12 points last night on a bunch of catches. I like him. I don't know about Najee, but James Cook had a nice day too. RB9 right now through 2 weeks. Solid team. Matt, it's back-to-back weeks now, I believe. Matt hasn't scored over 90. Matt hasn't gotten to triple digits yet. He scored 72 week 1, 91 week 2. Is this the worst start in the league?
He doesn't have a bad team. Like Burrow should be good. Tony Pollard and Antonio and Alexander Madison were like the 2 darlings of the preseason. Garrett Wilson, if Rodgers is still there, he might be QB1. Adam Thielen, I don't think is good. George Kittle, I don't think is good. Jamal Williams, without Kamara there, you thought he'd be awesome. He's hurt now. Donovan Peoples-Jones, I know what he did. Cooper had a hamstring the whole time.
Yeah.
I have him in my other league, so I pulled him on, did the same exact thing, put in Donovan Peoples-Jones, and then Cooper had a decent game. Treylon Burks isn't bad. He has bad luck. I mean, Thielen and Kittle need to get out, but he has, you put Cooper in that lineup, he doesn't win, but it gets it closer. He loses by 10. Burrow's his big problem. That's a lot of investment between Burrow and Wilson, and Burrow has a calf, and Wilson doesn't have a quarterback. So I think it might be for a long season for Carter.
Yeah. I mean, Madison was a hot subject, like you said in the preseason.
He also played Philly. I mean, that's not.
Yeah, he's just off to a rough start. I mean, he had 34 yards rushing week 1, but he had 3 catches for 10 yards and a touchdown. So that touchdown saved him week 1. Other than that touchdown, he didn't do dick.
Yeah, you're looking for catches from him. He's not going to line up and run between the tackles. That's not.
I'm not a huge fan of Matt's team. Burrow's going to be hurt all year, but he does have Dak, who I think is a great option to get in there. Pollard I like, but you throw him and Dak, I mean, I guess if they're scoring, you're going to get some points, you would imagine.
There's a lot of Dallas. I'm looking at that right now. He has Tony Pollard. He has Brandon Cooks. He has Dak Prescott. He has Rocco Dowdle, and Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
5 Cowboys, and none of them. It's not the Cowboys defense or CD.
I'd like to see Matt get into triple digits next week. So hopefully
depends who he plays.
I don't know who he plays. It's probably going to be me, but we'll see. He's got to get over that 95 mark, man. He's got to get into the hundreds. It's pretty bad. But Mark moves to 2-0. Matt falls to 0-2. Moving on to the next game. Another close game. There were a few close games this week. Third close game. We got close but no Jamar versus all too well. Very good game. 115 to 112. Joey beats out Paul. Both teams move to one moves to 1-1. One falls to 1-1. Joey got to be happy with Josh Allen. He had a rough week 1, bunch of picks, bounces back, puts a 30 spot on the board, 3 touchdowns, 275. Swift looked really good Thursday night. That's a bonus. And then his wideouts, man, 16 points combined between Chase and Hopkins. Not good. I know Joey's already questioning that number 1 pick decision, and I don't blame him. I thought it was a complete shock to the league. I was stunned when he did it. I thought, no brainer. Justin Jefferson.
So you and I talked, and when you said Eckler was 3, Joey shuffled things, or Eckler was 2. I had picked 3.
Yeah.
I wanted Jefferson or McCaffrey or Chase.
Yeah.
When Burrow got hurt, I was moving Tyreek Hill above Chase. So at 3rd pick, Jamar Chase wasn't even an option for me.
Yeah.
McCaffrey fell to me. I took him. It's fantastic. I would have preferred Jefferson, but I'll take McCaffrey. That's great. But just shows you draft with your heart. You're not drafting with your head. It's not. No one had Jamar Chase as 101. So it's costing them now.
It was definitely a surprise. Caught me off guard, and I definitely think overall at the end of the year it's going to hurt him.
For sure.
But D-Hop, I don't like the Tennessee Titans, really. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan on Joey's team.
What do you think about Breece Hall? Because you got 0.9 points this week.
He was pretty pissed he didn't get the ball.
Let me read something to you from Monday last week, 8:59. Some experts bash Breece Hall when he has 2 carries and over 100 yards. I'm going to call that a fluke, because clearly Breece Hall with 0.9 points brings that average down quite a bit. Yeah. So I think I wanted victory lap after 1 week, so.
Yeah, I agree. And then you look at the flex positions here.
But Brian Robinson had a real nice game.
Really nice game. And then so did Mike Evans. That's back-to-back weeks. Mike Evans looked really good. 6 for 66 in a touchdown, 18 points, 6 for 171 in a touchdown. I have Chris Godwin. He's gotten a lot of targets. Baker missed him once or twice in the end zone this past weekend. Could have got Godwin a touchdown. But Mike Evans has been stealing the show. Baker looks good. They're 2-0. I thought that was going to be a big question mark for myself having Godwin. But they've looked pretty decent. Paul, though, not a bad week from Stevenson. That's back-to-back weeks where you should be pretty happy. I mean, 12 attempts, 6 catches, and 64 yards. Week 1, 15 points. And then last week he had 50 and a touchdown on the ground, another 3 catches. I think he's a solid RB2 kind of guy. He's playing as an RB1 right now. And he looks good. Khalil Herbert, not really sure. Diggs with a solid game. You're going to get 13 out of Diggs every week. Olave, I think he's a solid 15 points a week kind of guy. Waller, nice game. And for Paul, the guy that shit the bed this week was Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns. He couldn't corral.
2 catches for 32 yards. I think Paul expects more from him. You look at Paul's bench, Gabe Davis, 6 for 92 and 1 touchdown, 21 points. Jordan Love, 26 points on the bench too. I mean, Paul's team, I like Paul's team. I'd like to see Stevenson do it all year. If I'm Paul, you'd like to see that production all year. But the wideouts, I mean, Diggs, Olave, Ridley, Evans, Gabe Davis, pretty solid group there for Paul. And I like his team, but he fell 3 points short. I don't mind these teams. I think these are middle of the pack, not middle of the pack, upper tier teams in the league, both of these guys.
Well, they're both middle of the pack being 1-1.
Yeah. Moving on. The Chief versus Tyler. Tyler wins by 15. Tyler set the tone Thursday night, getting 37 points out of Kirk Cousins, 364 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And Jalen Hurts answered back with 27, but you go against Kirk Cousins and he's getting you close to 40 points, you're probably going to lose.
Even start that Thursday 40 that looks a little bit bigger than it usually is.
Tyler, though, Henry, 18. Dalvin Cook, not really, I don't know if that's long term, but it doesn't have to be. He has Eckler, who does he battle injuries all year? Does he? I don't know with him. I love Eckler, but hopefully he can stay healthy. For Tyler, Higgins, 28, big performance, 8 for 90 and 2 touchdowns. McLaurin had a nice little day. DJ Moore, 16 points, and then 0 from Zay Jones. I mean,
Second flex.
I don't know if it's because of the second flex, but I think you're going to see like these second flexes. You might get 5 points out of one or less.
Yeah, I mean, look at the second flex, second and third flex on the other side, 3.3, 3.9.
Yeah, I mean,
there just isn't enough talent. There's too many injuries in the NFL. We can't field. You're going to have a 5 point. If you get 5 out of if you get 20 points out of both flexes, you're thrilled at this point.
I agree. And that brings me to the other side. You look at Scalos. I mean, Kamara is suspended. He knew that coming in when he drafted him, but he should be back soon. And Deontay Johnson's on the IR, another injury. I mean, you're running out there, Scantling, Kelly. You would expect Josh Kelly to get more than 4. Mixon with 13, Montgomery with 12, who's now banged up, and then Justin Jefferson should have been the number 1 pick. 25 fucking point week. I mean, 24 and then 25 is pretty insane. He's the 3rd ranked wideout. Who's number 1?
Play Tyreek Hill, probably.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, who's 2?
Probably Puka Nacua.
Yeah, he is. I'm gonna say it. I think I hate that fucking guy.
I don't like him. It's just the guy that just ended up being there. He's the Tom Brady, the system quarter. He's the system receiver. Someone needs to get thrown 15 times. It's going to be him.
I think I hate him. I do hate him. I'm announcing now. I hate Puka.
That's official? You're on record.
I hate him. I hate him. I hope he stinks. But Chiefs team, I think once Chief gets a little healthy here, gets Kamara rolling, Deontay back, Chiefs going to roll out Hurts, Mixon, Kamara, Jefferson, Deontay. Robert Woods not horrible. Njoku had a bad fumble. But his second flex gets a little weak. That's everyone, though. Everyone's, double flex. But Tyler moves to 1-1, and the Chief falls to 1-1. in a nice little game there. Let's move to the final game. Actually, a decent scoring game here. Jake May beats Warren 129 to 115. We ragged on Jake May's team, I think, at the draft. I know I did. He texted me and said I couldn't agree more with your comments about how bad my team is. I hate it. He hated his team. He's sitting at 2-0 after a 35-point performance from Danny Dimes. I think you're going to have those kind of weeks with Danny Dimes, and you're going to have some weeks like week 1 with Danny Dimes. But he has the ability to get you 35 points. And he does. Gibbs should get a bigger role with Montgomery going down. Rashad White, RB15 through 2 weeks. Nice little game. Devontae Smith had a big game, 4 for 131.
Devontae Smith took over the A.J. Brown role. A.J. Brown is so underachieving, and Devontae Smith is taking over for that.
Ayuk has a dominant week 1 against the Steelers, and then kind of struggles, week 2, 3 for 40.
So they were talking about Ayuk and Debo. One of them's the man breaker, one of them's the zone breaker. Ayuk's the man breaker. Steelers played man. Patrick Peterson got eaten alive. Last week they played the Rams, who's a big zone team, and Debo found the soft spot and ate them alive. So something to look into. I don't know if you take them out if you're playing against a zone team, but you can temper your expectations a little bit.
Just continue with Jake's team. Kelsey, he's back. You know what you're gonna get. Zay Flowers with a nice 20th game.
Ranked tight end.
And Pickens, nice game. 127 and a touchdown. Deontay out. Is that what you can expect from Pickens? We got 10 minutes left in our show.
This is supposed to be a 20-minute show.
Dylan, Zay Flowers, nice. Pickens, nice. Gus Edwards with 12. Is he going to be the feature back? I don't know. But, Jake May's team went at draft to me hating it, to me not minding it. We'll see how that goes. But he's sitting at 2-0.
I don't love it, but he's 2-0, so
Warren is 0-2. Warren's 0-2, led by Kenny Pickett at quarterback. I think Warren needs a quarterback. I don't like his options. Kenny.
I don't like if you get Pickett, whatever, but I don't think you can have Bryce Young as your backup. You need someone proven.
Yeah. But Bijan's been great. I think this is what everyone expected with Bijan.
I think he only had like 10 carries and still had 100 yards or something like that. It was ridiculous.
He had 19 attempts, 124 yards. Week 1, he had 10 attempts, 56 yards. And then receiving wise, week 1, 6 catches, 27 yards and a touchdown. Week 2, 4 catches, 48 yards. And no touchdown, but 21 points.
Yeah, he's that Zeke Barkley mold, that catching out of the backfield, elusive, fast. Josh Jacobs, the league leader last year, is sitting at 29th right now. He has not got it going yet.
Yeah.
See if he does against the Steelers defense next week. They don't stop the run very well.
No. And Warren Debo, 22. I think Debo is a great wide receiver 2 flex option. Michael Pittman, decent game. Kenneth Walker, 2 touchdowns. He has 12 points in touchdowns, but 18 points total. I think if you tell me Kenneth Walker is going to have 2 touchdowns, I think you'd want a little bit more than 18. Mike Williams with 16, 17. Collins on Houston with 27. 7 catches, $146 and a touchdown. I mean, Zach Moss for Indy, 88 yards and a touchdown, 20. I mean, he had some guys on the bench do pretty damn good.
Real good. I wonder what you do if you're Warren. Do you trade Zach Moss for maybe a receiver and quarterback from you or something like that, since you're struggling a little bit at running back?
Yeah, could be an option.
Would be.
Could
what do you think about Pickett? Is it him? Is it the O-line? Is it Canada? Is it the receivers?
My thought on Kenny Pickett. I'm going to make this quick because I don't want to get deep into it. But obviously, I'm a fanboy. When he was at Pitt, I loved him. I loved him at Pitt. Now I like.
He was a savior. He saved.
Personally, he gave me the best football year of my life.
fifth ACC championship year. No question.
ACC championship. Me and my boys went down to Tennessee. We went to Virginia Tech. We followed them every home game, beating Clemson. Went to the ACC championship game. It was unbelievable. It was the best year of Pitt football I will probably ever experience. And it was awesome. And he was, Heisman guy, went to the Heisman ceremony. I think going to the Steelers was the worst case scenario for him.
I could have thought about that.
The pressure of Pittsburgh,
their inability.
I don't want to say the pressure of Pittsburgh. It's the pressure of he was in Pittsburgh and staying in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Everyone in the city knew what he did. Everyone kind of knew, he had 1.5, 2 good years, but before that, he wasn't really an NFL, prospect, but he had those half a big year and then a major big year. The team, the city knows him. He has this high standard of he's a Pitt legacy legend. There's a lot of pressure staying in the city where he played, where he made a name for himself. He came in, he was supposed to sit for a half a year, maybe the full year one. Came in, he doesn't even have 12 starts yet under his belt. Yeah, he's older for a fifth-year college guy. He's older, but he doesn't even have a full season of NFL games under his belt. And then the pressure of they had a nice preseason, which preseason doesn't mean nothing, but it got the hype rolling, and they come out and they struggled a bit. I think Matt Canada is horrible. I don't think he's an NFL coordinator. I think some of the shit he does is college stuff. I don't think he's an NFL guy. The O-line is very bad. I mean, they did go against 2 very good defensive fronts first 2 weeks. Kenny has not a lot of time to throw, but when he does, I think he does look a little comfortable. He does look comfortable when he has time to sit there and throw. But negative on Kenny, he's doing these quick slants or quick outs. He's throwing behind on everyone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of balls getting thrown behind. Some of them should be caught, but some of them are, they're behind him. He's missing them by a yard.
Yeah, the accuracy isn't quite there.
It's not there right now. I don't know if he's
supposed to be a pro-ready quarterback last year.
I don't know if he's a little timid with the pocket, not trusting it. I don't know. I don't think he's seen the field real well. I don't know if Canada calls deep plays, but if you're a defense, you know that they're not going to be able to run the ball. You know your D-line's going to stop the run. You play the pass. You know they're not going to throw it deep. They're just stacking the middle. They're stacking the quick outs, and they're stacking the middle. There's no one to go off the top. They need to get Pickens going down deep. You saw it yesterday. They ran a nice little 12, 15-yard post. He was open, and look what he did. I mean, dude, he turned on the fucking Jets. I knew he was athletic and he was a freak, but that's as soon as he caught the ball and he just turned upfield, he went. He saw.
I don't think Tomlin knows the first thing about quarterbacks.
Yeah,
they got Ben Roethlisberger. He came out good. He came out great. Went undefeated that rookie season, but he never got better.
Yeah,
he never was better than Manning. He was never better than Brady. He got the best running back, the best receiver, good tight end, good line. Never got over the hump. Drew Brees was a superstar one year. Matt Ryan won an MVP one year. Manning won a bunch. Brady won a bunch. Aaron Rodgers won a couple MVPs. Ben has never been in the conversation for an MVP. They've never developed him to make him. The game plan never focused on making the quarterback better. And you're seeing the same thing now. Tomlin wanted Narduzzi to do all the work, bring in Canada, Pitt system. He's probably going to figure it out. And, and this kid, I wanted him to get drafted to New Orleans so bad. I wanted him to go with Sean Payton, a guy that can develop a quarterback. I'm not saying Pickett's done, but he looks worse than he looked last year. And all their moves to get all these guards didn't do anything. They drafted a lineman, don't even use them. The team's a disaster. They're in shambles. But as long as he gets his 500, stays with a winning record, all was well. Wave the towels, hang the banner.
Yeah,
I feel bad for Pickett because I really, really do like him. He gave us a ton at Pitt, but I can't root for him now.
I do think he's better than what he's showing the first 2 weeks. I will say, I think Cleveland's defense is silently pretty good.
Cleveland's defense is good, but San Fran's defense is good. guess
They're
what?
really good.
Cincinnati's defense is decent. Baltimore's defense is good. He's not going to be able to run with Miami. The Raiders got Max Crosby. You know,
Yeah.
there's defenses all over the league. You
No,
know, that's what
for sure. But
you
you're
know.
talking about an elite defense with the 49ers. I mean, Super Bowl. We'll see with Kenny. I mean, I don't
They
think
came all
it's
the way
fair.
across the country, and superstar head coach Tomlin had all winter to plan for one game, and he got outcoached, outmanned. They looked awful. They had 2 yards until the third quarter. I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't think you should
elite
write off.
defense or not, I mean, a lot of people say the Steelers defense is elite. Brock Purdy chewed them up. Deshaun Watson chewed them up, and Deshaun Watson doesn't look good. The defense doesn't score twice. They lose that game too. If Chubb doesn't get hurt, they lose that game too. So
No, I
whatever.
agree. I
I
agree.
wanted to vent.
I don't think it's fair to write off Kenny yet. Like I said, he doesn't even have a full year in him. I think give him time. They need to know new OC, whatever. But we got less than a minute. We're gonna wrap it up. Any questions? Shoot us a text or message. We'll get it going. And we'll see you probably Thursday for a show for this upcoming week.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to come back Thursday.
We'll catch you guys later. We're out.